We love talking with actors, comedians, writers, people that we work with, people that are regulars here at Laughing Vikings often. And we just want to talk about your career, how you got started, how you've turned your dreams into a living reality here, minus the fact that you're locked in a house by yourself. But so let's take it back to the beginning. Brandon, you want to kick this off here?
Yeah. Phil, what was your very first performance?
Okay, so my very first performance was a shepherd in the story of Jesus in grade 1. And I think I still have that costume somewhere because my mom made it. And I remember she put like loose tea on my face for a beard. Her neighbor Lena suggested, you know how to make a beard? With loose tea, I think, and Vaseline. Something that's... Oh, that's so fucking weird.
You didn't have the salt and pepper beard back then?
Almost. That was grade 1. This came around grade 6.
You've really grown into the role. You're perfect for one of the wise men shepherd now.
Yeah, totally.
So that
Do you remember any of the lines from that show?
I don't think I had any lines. Yeah.
Like pantomime kind of thing?
It was. I think the teacher narrated and everyone just moved to different positions like every time she finished a sentence. That I miss plays like that, you know?
Did you have some paper mache sheep? Were you shepherding?
If I remember correctly, it was like cut out Bristol board with cotton balls.
Nice.
Yeah, it was like 2-dimensional, you know?
That's pretty decent production value for grade 1.
Yeah. And it was on the big stage in the gym, and the whole school had to come and see it. I do remember that because my sisters saw it, and they were in the same school, but in a higher grade.
And after, some big Hollywood producer was in the audience and was like, "Kid, you got the goods."
They're like, "That shepherd, that one right there.
We got to sign him and go to Hollywood today." Nice. So you caught the bug from there.
Yeah.
So how did you transition from school stuff and theater at like drama club into going pro? What was your first paid gig?
Oh my God. My first paid acting gig, I think, was 5 Roses pasta flour commercial. And I'll never forget that day because it was my first job and I couldn't sleep all night and my alarm didn't go off. So I was late. The phone rang and my mom came to wake me up. She's like, "Someone's on the phone." I'm like, "Oh my God, I should have already been there." It was bad. And the commercial was cool. That's when, like, you know, my aunt and my grandmother's sisters would be like, because it's a pasta flour. So it would be on during like telenovelas on the Italian channel. So my grandmother would get calls like from her sisters. "I think I saw Filippo on a commercial."
That's amazing. That's instant credibility for your parents and all of your family and friends. Like an Italian guy in a pasta commercial. You made it. You could have retired. In their eyes, you could have retired right then at the top. You know.
Oh my God. I should have just stopped right there, right?
How did you start your career as an actor, or did you start your career as a comedian? So,
like, actor. I did musical theater mostly, actually. And my first musical theater, like, not pro, but kind of regional, was Grease. Nice. I played Mickey. And and then I just did, like, for a few years, I did, like, musical after musical. Like, when one was finished, we'd just go into the next one until summer, blah, blah, blah. And I also did Bye Bye Birdie in Oklahoma. I miss those days.
Yeah.
And then I got a job at Second City with Tony and Tina's Wedding. And I met Sandra Battellini, who you saw in the Nitterati. And that was her idea, and we wrote it together. And she's so funny in it. And I met her when I brought my staff as a supervisor because I was working at Casino Niagara part-time and / full-time. I worked full-time hours because I was a part-time employee at the time. But I brought my staff to see Tony and Tina's Wedding for a Christmas party, and I met Sandra Battellini that night because it's an interactive show. And she was playing the mother of the bride. And then we talked, and she's like, "You should, just send your stuff into the producer, and she gave me his name, and I sent it, and I got an audition call 2 weeks later, and then I got a call to understudy, and then I just kept doing that. And Sandra was doing stand-up even at that point. Like when I met her, she's amazing, has been doing it forever, and she was like, you should try it, you should try it. It took me a while, like almost 8 years until I did have the balls to try it. It's so scary, but that's how I got into stand-up comedy.
Amazing. Yeah, I was gonna say in that sketch we saw Sandra. We also saw Massimo as well. Yeah, that was great.
It's amazing. We saw Julie Bott. Like that cast is so funny. Massimo is the most. I love that guy so much. When he acts is just like with every amoeba, you know, it's just like all in. And Sandra's fucking hilarious, as you can see. Like the entire concept, you're like, of course that came out of Sandra Battolini's brain, right?
Right. Yeah, that role was perfect for Massimo and Sandra as well. Sandra's like beloved in the comedy community, known as the mayor of comedy. She was the first president of the Canadian Association of Stand-Up Comedy. She's a regular, and literally like she's kind of like you in the sense. That's probably why you guys vibe, is that I find anytime someone describes Sandra or you, they're like, oh, Sandra's the best. Phil is the best. Oh, that guy is the best. You're the best, buddy. Oh, she's the best. Like it's always. And,
that's good to know.
I didn't know that you guys had that early connection. I've just figured that you guys worked together at some point, but I didn't realize that she like literally brought you into the business.
Yeah. Like I was in show business. I had agents before.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. Like when I was in late elementary school, early high school, I had an talent agent for a while, but it was really hard because I grew up in Stony Creek, and every time I had an audition, someone would have to take me, you know?
Right.
And it was just like, okay, enough. And, you know, with Italian parents, it's okay, you went to 4 of these. How many do you need to go to before, you know, they're just like, let it get out of his system.
Right.
And so I was kind of like held hostage and forced to face the idea like, okay, I know you like to act, but you have to find a real career. You know, you got to find something to do. And so I started taking school more seriously. And then I finished high school. I went to university. I went to Western and I studied sociology. Mm-hmm. And then I went to McMaster and I got my master's in sociology as well.
And then you were
at that point, I'm like,
I don't want to use it.
I was in class at McMaster and I was like, I shouldn't be in this room, like this class, which is just a fucking conference table with like 6 master's students who are like super interested in Carl Jung and Marx. And I'm like, guys, I didn't care. You know, it made me like kind of sick to my stomach every time I drove into the campus because I was like, I shouldn't be here. Like it eventually ate me up, you know?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And so I had to give in and be like, what do I have to lose? Because I'm either going to be, you know, at worst broke or at best miserable with a nice paycheck. And I'd rather be broke and happy, you know?
Right. Yeah, I love that. And kudos to you for making that decision, because I feel like probably 80% of the world just lives with that gross feeling every day until they die. And then on their deathbed, they regret their entire life. And
like, I wish I became a mechanic.
Yeah. Couple fun facts. I also played Kinnicky. The first thing I ever did on stage was in grade 8, playing Kinnicky in a
what school did you go to? You did Grease in grade 8.
It was Catholic high school, actually. It was Monsignor Lee, a Catholic, not a high school, a Catholic elementary school in Aurelia, Ontario. Yeah.
I did Grease in grade 4.
Yeah.
What?
He did Grease in grade 4.
Yeah, but we changed the ending to ours. So that's like, you know how it's you're the one that I want, you are the one I want. We cut that completely, and like it was just Sandy going up to Danny with like the same schoolgirl outfit she had started the show with, being like, I'm not going to change for you.
Ooh.
You're either going to take me as is or not at all.
The abridged version.
Yeah. That was the female empowerment version. I like that.
I like it too.
Like, and I also went to Western, so I'm another Western grad. We're alumni.
I don't even know if that's a thing. I just like me to tell you what.
Yes.
And I went to a university that started with a W.
Waterloo.
Windsor.
Okay.
Windsor.
I was giving you the benefit of the doubt there for a second.